Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 673rd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a battle I've got for you today. As you can see, this is fought on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map. As we've talked about many times before, you can fight your battles out in the open plains if you want, or if you want to bring your troops and hide them in the woods to spring those nasty ambushes on enemy troops, you can do that too. Plus, if you bring barbarian factions, you've got the winter bonus and you've got the woods bonus as well. So I think this map's pretty good. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member First Prime. Now First Prime has got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. That's a tried and tested First Prime Roman army. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Just gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So as I say, a tried and tested First Prime army. Pretty good. He's pretty good with that army. Our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 13 spearmen, a cavalry general and 3 archers. Okay, so he's got 2 armoured hoplites and 11 Spartans there. And of course he's got his peasant unit there as well, which he uses extremely well to attract enemy pilers and enemy archer fire. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now he's got 3 Knight Raiders, 7 archers, 3 Berserkers and 6 cavalry. Okay, so he's got quite a diverse Germanic army here. There's his Knight Raiders. Remember, this infantry is good infantry in its own right, but it brings a fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them and making them more susceptible to routing. Okay, so don't underestimate the Knight Raiders. Then we've got the infamous Berserkers with their effective against armor maces, their 2 hit points and the massive fear factor that they bring, also taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them and making them more susceptible to routing, just like the Knight Raiders. Just wanted to show you the difference in size between a Berserker unit and an ordinary infantry unit there. Just look how big those Berserkers are in comparison. It just kind of conveys the power that those units have got. Probably the most powerful units in the game there. And also I'd like to show you here that he's got the Screeching Women here. Now remember, these Screeching Women are important to the Germanic faction because they bring morale to the Germanic troops there. Okay, so when the women are screeching, they give morale to Germanic troops or any allied troops around them. And if you look here, he's got his Gothic cavalry. Count the upgrades: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fully upgraded Gothic cavalry. Now, those of you that are interested, that gives them an 18 attack, a 25 defense. Now Praetorian cavalry have got a 6 charge bonus. These Gothic cavalry have got a 7 charge bonus, so their impact and penetration is more than Praetorian cavalry. And as I say, fully upgraded Gothic cavalry. Check their specifications. They're very underestimated cavalry there. So I think that's an interesting Man 2 Germanic army. Should be interested to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Okay, our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got a very old army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. It's not the bog standard 31k Roman army because I got some Eagle units in. So we're quite diverse. We've got Rome, we've got Greek cities, we've got Germania, and we got Rome. This should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got 14 pikes, 4 archers and 2 cavalry. 14 pikes, 4 archers and 2 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his pikes. And you'll see he's just got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his Macedonian royal pikeman there. Okay. Or if you look through his battle formation there, they've just got 7 upgrades on. As I say, experience strike, gold shield, gold attack. And there you are, you've got his 4 Cretan archer with just gold shield, gold attack on. His 2 cavalry are hiding in the woods, probably either there or there. He's got his 2 companion cavalry hidden there. So as I say, unusual for Crypto to bring Macedon, so I'm supposing that that is a experimental army. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Demon. Now Demon's got 15 infantry, 1 archer and 4 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry, 1 archer, 4 cavalry. Show you the upgrades on his cavalry. Okay, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Serious cavalry there. Let's say he's got his one archer at the back of his battle formation. I just want to show you his unusual pilot shield unit here. Now this is the old school, old fashioned pilot shield unit. Can you see that one unit sticking out there? Okay, now that one unit will attract the enemy pilots. Okay, so the enemy pilot shield units here will be throwing their pilots into that one unit. Okay, and because that unit sticks out, it doesn't seem to suffer that many casualties. Okay, but it will attract the pilots, leaving the other two pilot shield units pretty well untouched. So that's an interesting pilot shield formation there that I thought you might find interesting. Very old-fashioned, but it's nice to see on a modern-day battlefield. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now, Mad King has just got 7 infantry, 7 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, so that's possibly the lowest amount of Roman infantry I've seen on a 31k battlefield. Just 7 infantry. And he's just got, all he's got, look, is just gold shield, gold attack on that infantry. Not even really good upgrades. Okay, he's got an eagle unit there as a command unit for his infantry, giving morale bonus there. But 7 infantry, as I say, I think that's possibly the lowest amount of Roman infantry I've ever seen on a 31k battlefield. Okay, and if you look at the upgrades on his cavalry, you will see, counting there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you say fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. So his 6 cavalry are fully upgraded, but does that make up for just 7 infantry? I guess we'll just have to see. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, that gives him a 17 attack and a 28 defense. Okay, he's got the rest of his cavalry hiding in the woods there. Okay. And their last teammate, if we can find him in the woods here, is, there we go, Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 16 infantry, including an eagle unit, and 4 cavalry. Okay, 16 infantry and 4 cavalry. Obviously you can't see his army because it's all hiding in the woods there. But yeah, so he's gone heavy on the infantry for this particular battle. Now that could well make a difference, especially towards the end of the battle there. Okay, so once again, this is quite a diverse team. You've got Crypto with Macedon, Demon with Rome, Mad King with Rome, and of course, if we can see him in the woods there, Barclayman with Rome as well. Ah, there he is. Okay, so there's the enemy team. Do you think either team has got a faction advantage, or do you think it's pretty even? Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, we kind of start the archer war here. You'll see that Mad King is bringing his 7 archers forward there. And or you'll see that Man 2 has set his Germanic archers out there ready to combat the archers of Mad King there. Obviously what Mad King would like to do is take out the Germanic archers so he could then concentrate his fire onto the Germanic infantry, especially the Berserkers. As we know, Germanic or barbarian troops in general are very susceptible to archer damage. Just like to show you a nice tactic here by Mad King. Can you see that he's put his cheap Roman archers out? Okay, these are the cheap short range archers there, and he's put those 2 units out first to attract the expensive arrows of the chosen archers of Man 2, and he's got his more expensive long range elite archers here, the archer auxiliary. He's bringing up behind those 2 cheap archers there. Okay, so that's a nice tactic there. So Man 2's expensive chosen archers are shooting now into the cheap Roman archers there, while Mad King brings his more expensive archers up behind those cheap Roman archers. So I think that's a nice archer tactic there. We've seen it before in our battle videos, but I always think it's worth highlighting it because it's a good tactic there. As I say, his cheap archers are taking the expensive arrows of Man 2's chosen archers there, while his auxiliary archers are behind them, hopefully for him suffering less casualties than his cheap Roman archers there. So as I say, I just thought that was worth highlighting there. Showing here that there you are, his Roman archers are taking the bulk of the chosen archers' arrows there, while their longer ranged elite archers there behind them being able to target the Germanic archers there. As I say, what Mad King would like to do is take out the Germanic archers if he could, and then concentrate his archer fire onto the Germanic infantry, which of course are incredibly susceptible to archer damage. Okay, you can see First Prime moving forward here. Now we know First Prime is one of the most aggressive attacking players on Rome Total War, so it'll be interesting to see what tactics he's going to do here during the course of the battle. Here you can see Man 2 taking a couple of his chosen archers forward here, once again targeting enemy archers. You'll see there's some Macedonian Cretan archers there as well, which I think he's moved forward to target. But he must remember that I think Crypto's got a couple of hidden companion cavalry in the woods there, which he might need to look out for. Right, here you can see Aurelius using his peasant unit extremely well. Again there, bang, as he crashes that peasant unit into that Bruttii archer unit there. Who do you think will come out best there, the archer unit or the peasant unit in this hand-to-hand fight? As I say, Aurelius, I think, is probably the best user of a peasant unit on Rome Total War, I think. Right, here you can see First Prime moving his infantry forward there. Probably gave a bit of fear factor there to that Roman archer unit there with the numbers of enemy troops around him. Right, there comes those two Macedonian companion cavalry I was telling you about that Crypto had hiding in the woods. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So that was a nice move there by Crypto. Look, hid them in the woods and then just brought them out at the right time in normal formation. Notice they're not in wedge formation. In normal formation they move faster. He's already taken a Germanic archer unit out with one of his cavalry units. He looks to me like he's going to charge down into the rest of these archer units there unless we stop him. So that was a nice move there by Crypto, bringing those two units out of the woods. As I say, I like this map because you can spring these type of ambushes by hiding your troops or hiding units in the woods there and just springing them out onto enemy troops. There you are, he's routed another archer unit there. So as I say, Crypto did extremely well there with those two companion cavalry units here. Here you can see First Prime bringing his cavalry units forward there to chase off those two companion cavalry. But as I say, I think Crypto did extremely well with them, and nice to see an ambush, if you like, sprung from the woods. Here you can see Aurelius's peasant unit is withdrawing there. What he was trying to do was attract enemy pilot fire onto those peasants there. The most expensive units throwing their expensive pilers onto a peasant unit is exactly what Aurelius wanted there. So that was quite an interesting tactic there. As we know, Aurelius likes using his peasants extremely well there. And there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Very early stage. You'll notice our Germanic ally is stood at the back of our armies there, as obviously he wants to avoid archer damage from the enemy troops. At this still early stage of the battle, here you'll see Aurelius using his fast-moving armoured cavalry general here. I think he was trying to get round the back of those trees to attack enemy archers, but he's been caught there. As I say, I think he was trying to get that unit round the trees there just to attack Mad King's archers there. But unfortunately for him, Mad King had a couple of cavalry units hiding in the woods there. And he just managed to catch Aurelius's general now. Now Aurelius needs to move that general out the way there. Obviously he doesn't want to lose his general and all the morale bonus that he will lose there. So he needs to move that cavalry unit out the way. Now if he moves over there, I got a feeling that Barclayman's got his cavalry hiding in the woods over there. And there you go. There's Barclayman. I thought he'd have his cavalry hiding in that particular part of the woods there. And there he was, come out. And now he will hit Aurelius's general unit here. Make no mistake, between them, between Mad King and Barclayman here, they won't just want to rout Aurelius's general, they'll want to take him out. Okay, as you can see here, you might think, well, they might just leave him now, they've routed him, but look, you can see they really chasing him down there. They really want to kill the general there. If we can see him, there you are. That's the general there they want to take out. Okay, so that's why they're not just, they've routed the general unit, so you might think, well, would they leave him? But obviously they want to kill the general there so that he's got no chance of rallying. And of course, as I say, once they take out the general, then that's a general morale bonus gone from the Greek city's general there. Bit unlucky there for Aurelius getting caught by those cavalry. It's kind of an ambush there on his general. Now, whether his general's going to survive or not and manage to escape, we just have to wait and see. Oh no, unfortunately he's just been taken out. Good ambush there by Mad King and Barclayman. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see Mad King using his cavalry there to try and mop up our archers there. Can you see how he's moving them over? And notice how he's got them in normal formation, because of course they're faster in normal formation than wedge. But you'll notice here that Mad King's taking his infantry and archers round our left flank as well. So he may well be thinking of doing a left flanking action there. But bearing in mind, remember, he's only got 7 infantry. It'll be interesting to see what tactic he's going to employ on this flank. As I say, it's alright having 6 fully upgraded cavalry, but only 7 infantry. That can be a little bit of a handicap, I think, if you're not careful. You have to handle your army extremely well there, I would have thought. The micromanagement would be very, very important. Here you can see our Man 2's Germanic cavalry moving over towards Mad King there. But as I say, the way that Mad King's moving round on our left flank looks like he's thinking of doing a left flanking action there. And remember that Praetorian cavalry fully upgraded. Remember, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, it like takes them out of serious cavalry, if you like, into super cavalry when they're fully upgraded. So it'd be interesting to see what Mad King's going to do on this flank. We know he is a very attacking, aggressive player as well. So here you can see First Prime's moved his infantry up now to confront Demon's Scipii infantry. As I say, it's got potential to be a great battle. Okay, at this still early part of the battle here, you'll see that Mad King has brought his archers round, noticing close tight formation for more impact and damage, backed up by his fully upgraded cavalry. Now he's brought those archers round there to shoot into the flank of our infantry. As I say, when you put your archers in a close tight formation, you get more impact and do more damage. You'll notice that he's moving his 7 infantry units round the flank as well here. So as I said earlier, he may well be looking to do a left flanking action there, but with only 7 infantry, I would think that could make it a little bit difficult for him to do that. And as you can see, Barclayman looks like he's moving over to the left flank as well. So there could well be a combined attack here on our left flank. Here you can see Mad King running his infantry forward there. And as I say, his archers there in close tight formation, shooting loads of arrows into our flanks there. Okay, you'll see that Aurelius here with his Greek cities has decided now to attack. Looks like he's moving forward there towards Mad King's infantry there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Mad King decided to do a tactical withdrawal, which is what he's doing there. He obviously doesn't want to take Spartans head on there, so he's pulled back. And as I say, he's kind of integrated a little bit with Barclayman's infantry, but those archers of Mad King are still shooting into our flank here. And at the moment, it looks like they're quite threatening on that left flank. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do there. Okay, you can see we've got our cavalry at the back of our infantry here to avoid archer damage. And hopefully from the rear of our, from that position there at the rear, we can see exactly where the danger is to be able to move our cavalry around. Here, as I say, you can see First Prime here facing the enemy Scipii general there, Demon. Okay, you'll notice here that Crypto is shadowing Aurelius. Okay, because Crypto's moving his Macedonian, the bulk of his Macedonian troops, exactly where our Greek city allies moving. You'll see this now. Okay, as our Greek city's ally Aurelius is moving, you'll see that Crypto's moving the bulk of his Macedonians to actually shadow. There you are. See, he's moving there to shadow our Greek city's ally. Obviously, the long pikes of Macedon here, of Crypto's troops, he would like to employ against the short spears of the Spartans there. So that's why he's shadowing him. And over here on our right flank, you'll see that you've got a Man 2's Germanic cavalry, his Gothic cavalry there, and you've got First Prime's cavalry over on that flank as well. Right, you'll notice here that I've turned my infantry here to face the threat, as there seems to be a lot of infantry, archers and cavalry here on our left flank, as we saw earlier. I've got my cavalry locked and loaded, but if you notice there, I'm going to move my cavalry a little bit back there as I'm being targeted by an archer unit there. So, as I say, forced my cavalry back there by that archer, managing to target them. So, as I say, here you can see the general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. You've got Barclayman and Mad King here on our left flank. Remember, Barclayman, I think, had 16 infantry. So, as you can see, he split his army at this time. Okay, can you see here we're gradually moving over to the left flank. I think Mad King's army and Barclayman's secondary army there could be a good target for us, I think. Can you see how we're moving over to the left there? And it wouldn't surprise me if the enemy Brutii generals started to withdraw their infantry a little bit there, because they may well see the threat. Okay, here you can see what the team battle plan is here. Is First Prime's going to be the blocker. Okay, he's going to try and block any reinforcements from getting over to Mad King or Barclayman's secondary army there. So he's going, as I say, he's going to act as the blocking army there, while the rest of us try and hit Mad King's infantry and cavalry, and possibly Barclayman's infantry as well. Okay, so as I say, that's the team plan. First Prime's going to be the blocker, and the rest of us are going to try and hit the enemy Brutii infantry and cavalry on our left flank here. Okay, you can see us moving towards them, but my guess is that what the enemy team will do is just back off here as well. You can see that that's the best tactical move for them. They certainly don't want to face Spartans, and they certainly don't want to face the massive armies moving towards them there. Okay, so it's a nice lightning hit here by Mantu, and bang, as he charges his cavalry into those archers. You'll see here that Mad King, or Barclayman, sorry, is retaliating with his cavalry, and bang, as he charges in there. But remember that Gothic Germanic cavalry is fully upgraded there. Okay, so make no mistake there, Mantu will have no problem at all with hitting those Praetorian cavalry of Barclayman's here. But you can see Mad King is really withdrawing now quite fast away from what he can see coming towards him. And I think that's a very good tactical move there by Mad King. As I say, when you see that type of force coming towards you, the best thing to do really is to back off. Okay, now just like to show you here, can you see that Crypto has brought some of his pikemen round this right flank of ours. Now I think what he's trying to do is target our Germanic ally there. Obviously what he'd like to do is hit the Berserkers here. As I say, Berserkers probably the most powerful units in the game. And as I say, he would love to activate those Berserkers, and of course if those Berserkers are activated, as we've said before, they come at the command of the Germanic general and they just chase the nearest unit. Here, as I say, First Prime doing a good blocking job there of trying to stop any reinforcements getting over to that left flank as we chase the Brutii infantry and cavalry away on our left flank there. As I say, that is, I think, a problem with only having 7 infantry. You can't really stand up to any kind of attack by an army that's got more infantry than you have. And as I say here, First Prime there did a good job. As I say, that was the team plan. But here you can see Crypto's Macedonian units. Now, they're starting to look a little bit isolated to me. I don't know what you think. Do you think these 4 Macedonian units here look a little bit isolated, possibly? He's a long way from his allies here, isn't he? And remember that the Macedonian, as we've seen before, units have not got very good morale, and they are susceptible actually to chain routing there. Right, you can see here I'm moving my infantry back, and as I say, you can see we're starting to go for those 4 Macedonian units there. Okay, you can see First Prime and Aurelius there moving their units over to try and hit those Macedonian pike units there. And you'll notice here that one of the Berserker units, let's pause the game for a second here, one of the Berserker units has been activated. Okay, now what I think's happened there is one of those routing enemy units has run in to a Berserker unit. So it doesn't matter whether a unit's routed or not. If an enemy unit gets close or touches a Berserker unit, it activates it. Now that Berserker unit's going to go for the nearest enemy troops there, and that's the Brutii infantry by the looks of it. You watch that, it's just that that Berserker unit would just be running over now to the nearest enemy unit. Now the thing is, if that Berserker unit gets scared by, say, the number of troops he's facing, then he'll go out of Berserk mode and just become a normal unit to be taken out. Okay, there you are. You can see that that Berserker unit has now come out of Berserk mode. Look at what the troops are thinking. Distraught over the number of enemies. Okay, distraught over the number of enemies. So they're so scared they've come out of Berserker mode now and have just gone into a normal unit that can just be taken out. If a cavalry unit hits it, it's probably going to take it out. Look, and bang, as that cavalry unit hits it. So that Berserker unit, as I say, possibly one of the most powerful units in the game, has now just been taken out. First of all, distraught by enemy numbers, and which turns it into a normal unit when it comes out of berserk mode, and he just got taken out there. So I thought that was an interesting thing to show you there. As I say, you can see these Macedonians of Cryptos moving over here. Obviously, as I said earlier, they're trying to shadow the Greek cities here. They want to use their long pikes against the short spears of the Spartans. Okay, make no mistake about that. That's what Crypto wants to do with his Macedonians. But of course, what Aurelius wants to do with his Greek cities is take on enemy Roman troops head on. That's what he wants to do. And that's what he was aiming to do there against the enemy Brutii general there. But the enemy Brutii general wisely withdrew his infantry, allowing his Macedonian ally to come over here with the pikes. Okay, let's pause the game for a second here. So, just to say, once again, I know we've done this several times before, but look at the length of the pikes of those Macedonians. Okay, look at the length. Just remember the length of those pikes, and then look at the short spears of the Spartans in comparison. So if you were the Greek cities general, would you really want to put your troops head on against the long pikes of Macedon? You may well win, but I think you'd probably suffer a lot of casualties fighting down those pikes to try and kill the man on the other end. Right, now back to these 4 Macedonian pike units of Cryptos that we thought were a little bit isolated here. And you can see if they're not careful, they're going to get caught here and possibly routed. Okay. I think that Crypto may have gone a little bit too far with these 4 units, and as I say, you can see First Prime chasing them with his SBQR infantry. He really wants to pin and hold them there, and you can see Aurelius bringing his Greek city units in. Now against just 4 Macedonian units there, bearing in mind that SBQR troops are fighting here, against just 4, as I say, Macedonian units, the Greek cities have got the weight of numbers there to push in. There you are. Can you see Aurelius is charging all his troops in there? So the sheer weight of numbers will push his men down those pikes to kill the Macedonians on the other end. Can you see how they've closed in there, those Greek cities there? Really closed in on the Macedonians there. You can see here that the enemy troops are moving over towards us here. You can see Barclayman and Mad King's army there, just to give you a general overview of what's happening at the moment. Okay, but Aurelius' sheer weight of numbers there has pushed him down the pikes of those Macedonians, so now they're fighting really in close proximity. Can you see that? As I say, that was a sheer weight of the number of Greek city units there, and it wouldn't surprise me if those Macedonian units started to rout pretty soon. Just like to show you a good teamwork move here by First Primelet, trying to stop those Macedonians getting into the back of Aurelius there. So that's a nice move there by First Prime, being a blocking force there with those units, trying to stop the Cryptos Macedonian units getting into the back of Aurelius's Spartan units there. Okay, straight away there you are. You can see those Macedonian units there are starting to rout. So well done to Aurelius and First Prime there in routing those units there. So well done to them. Now remember, as we know, Macedonian morale is very poor, and if they have units routing anywhere near them, it will lower the Macedonian morale and make them very, very susceptible to chain routing. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful with Macedon in regard of its morale. Okay, over here on our left flank, you will see that I'm moving my infantry back there, as I don't want to obviously face 2 armies of Barclaymans and Mad Kings. So I'm moving my troops back here to cover the flank of my attacking allies there. Okay, now as I say, you can see a lot of Macedonian pikes have now started to chain route. Okay, if you notice that, just look at the back of the enemy troops there. See all those Macedonian units mass routing there. And that's because of those 4 units that were routing, that was running through them, lowered their morale so much that a lot of Macedon units just put their pikes up and ran there. Okay, so that's a problem with Macedon. They can be a very strong faction if used properly, but if they start getting anywhere near routing units, and their morale will drop very, very low, and they will rout. Right, there you are. You can see a line of Macedonian units there of Cryptos, but if you notice, they're tired. So remember what we've talked about: tired, very tired, exhausted. Their morale will be even lower now. Okay, over here on the left flank, you can see that what I'm trying to do here with my army is to cover First Prime's flank there from enemy troops. You can see First Prime's being very aggressive and attacking as usual there, but his left flank could be susceptible to Brutii attack, so that's why I've got my army there. I'm going to move my army closer to First Prime as well to cover his flank, to stop the Brutii army coming in on his flank there. I've got my cavalry locked and loaded as well, ready to throw in if need be, but you can see the enemy Brutii army starting to move in on First Prime's flank there. That's probably what they're looking to do there, and you can see First Prime really moving his army forward. Did you see those units surge forward there into the enemy troops? Routed one of the Scipii infantry units with that surge move. Okay, nice attack there. Look how he's surging forward with his infantry into the enemy infantry there. Nice attack there by First Prime. And as I say here, you can see our Greek city's ally facing the Macedonians. Now here's a nice hit here by First Prime, and bang, as he smashes into the rear of that Macedonian unit that was trying to come around the flank of Aurelius' Greek city units there. That's a nice hit there by First Prime. Bang, as he smashes in there. Very good battlefield awareness. As I said in a lot of our battle videos in the Brotherhood, we often talk about battlefield awareness, and that was very good there by First Prime. Now over here you'll see that Man 2 is taking his fully upgraded Germanic cavalry around the flank. Now whether he's thinking to hit enemy cavalry, whether he's thinking about hitting enemy archers, or maybe even thinking about smashing into the rear of engaged enemy troops, we'll just have to see what he's going to do with his cavalry there. Okay, but as I say here, you can see I've moved my army over now to cover First Prime's flank from the attack of those enemy Brutii infantry that would love to smash him in the flank there. You've got Barclayman and Mad King ready to attack. As you can see, as I said earlier, I've got my cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in when I feel the time is right there. But as I say here, you can see our Greek city's ally Aurelius there, really pressing in on those Macedonians. As I say, First Prime's cavalry hit was really good there. Took out a couple of those Macedonian pikemen there. You can see more Macedonian units starting to rout now. Okay, now remember those Macedonian units were tired, and they're starting right here. You can see Barclayman was going to bring in some of his cavalry but decided to pull back. But there, let's see, the Macedonian units are now routing. Notice they're very tired now, so their morale had dropped off the edge of a cliff. Their battle proficiency would be extremely low, and they have now been routed. Okay, as I say, Macedon's strange faction. In some respects they can be really tough and hard, and in others, if you hit them when they got low morale, they will rout. Right, see that Brutii cavalry charging into First Prime, and bang! And can you see my cavalry counter-attacking, my SBQR cavalry counter-attacking, and bang, as I smash in to that Brutii cavalry there. Okay, that was a nice lightning hit there by the Brutii general, but hopefully I've managed to neutralise that attack with my SBQR cavalry. Okay, that's Man 2's general just been taken out. Okay, but over here, both First Prime and Man 2 have sandwiched the enemy Scipii cavalry of demons. Okay, you can see the Germanic cavalry coming in from the woods, First Prime coming in from the other side there. They've sandwiched the, as I say, the Scipii cavalry. Now our Greek city's ally has routed the Macedonians. They can now concentrate on the enemy Roman infantry. As I say, I charged my cavalry in there, try and neutralise that cavalry attack that smashed into First Prime's flank. But I say there's a lot of Brutii infantry facing my infantry there on that flank. And as I say, First Prime very aggressive as usual with his infantry attacking the enemy infantry. I'd just like to show you a nice move here by Barclayman, keeping his general and his Eagle unit out of the fray, but close enough to his army there to be giving good morale bonuses to his army, to his own army and his allies' army there. Nice move there by Barclayman. Keep your morale giving units out of the battle as long as you can, so they can give morale to the rest of your troops. Okay, there's another Brutii cavalry attack coming in there, look, from Mad King, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, and bang, as he smashes into the forward units of my battle formation there. Right, you can see here that Man 2 has activated his last two Berserker units there, and they will now charge towards the enemy troops. Okay, now what I normally do here, the moment that my allies' Berserker units hit enemy troops, okay, you can see them going in there, I usually charge my cavalry and infantry in there to try and ram home the attack. So it'll be interesting to see if that's what I'm going to do. I sometimes let the Berserkers kind of get embedded into the enemy troops before I hit, So it'll be interesting to see. This battle was fought over 4 months ago, so I can't remember the exact timing that on certain things in this battle, but as I say, normally when my allies Berserkers charge in to the enemy troops, I usually ram home the attack with my cavalry and infantry there. It looks to me like I'm letting those Berserkers get embedded into the enemy troops there. Right now you can see my cavalry coming through. You can see the enemy cavalry hitting the Berserkers, and bang! And you can see my cavalry counter-attacking now, and bang! As they charge in there. So you can see my cavalry, you can see First Prime's cavalry coming in as well. Let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so I've got my cavalry smashed into that enemy Brutii infantry there, along with the 2 Berserkers of Man 2s, plus we got First Prime's cavalry smashing in there as well. I think I'm going to throw some infantry units in there. Here you can see Barking Man doing a good tactical move, getting his Brutii infantry in behind my infantry there. So good, as I say, good tactical move there. Get in behind enemy troops, attack the weakest part of them, which is of course their rear. Here you can see Aurelius Greek cities attacking the enemy Scipii general there of demons. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Remember, we are SBQR, Greek cities and Germania. Okay, SBQR, Greek cities and Germania. Everything else, it's enemy. Okay, so there you go. You can see, say, First Primes and my cavalry really smashing into that. Right, you can see the enemy Brutii cavalry counter-attacking fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, and bang! As they smash in there. And now you can see I'm surging my infantry forward as well into the fray there, throwing them into the fray. But remember, those fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry are incredibly tough. Okay, as I say, there, that's good news for us. Looks like we've routed the Brutii general there. Very good news. You'll see First Prime is pulling his cavalry back to lock and load it and charge it into somewhere else there. As I say, I've got my infantry and cavalry surging forward there. I think the enemy Brutii generals there are holding extremely well. Both Barclayman and Mad King there holding really well there. I thought our cavalry would have smashed through them there, so they've held well. But as I say here, nice move of Barclayman here, getting in behind our troops. Look, trying to attack my Eagle units and my General unit there as well. Nice tactical move there. And your players to Rome Total War, please make a note of that. Nice move there, getting around the flank. Poor old Aurelius here has got a group of his Greek cities surrounded by enemy troops here and looking like they may well rout. Okay, he's got Macedonian rallied units coming in there. Plus, he's got, as you can see, Scipii units attacking him as well. And as I say, you can see 2 of his units are routing already. Here you can see Man 2 cavalry may well charge in there to help Aurelius's Greek city units. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle. Just like to show you here, good move by First Prime, keeping his General and Eagle unit at the back there, out of the fray, but as I say, close enough to give his own army and his allies the morale bonus of an Eagle unit and a General unit there. So, as I say, newer players to Rome Total War, please make a note of that. Keep your morale-giving units out of the battle as long as you can, because they're doing a good job. There's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Okay, as I say, we can't seem to pierce that Brutii cavalry and infantry there, even though we've surged in with infantry and cavalry ourselves. The enemy Brutii troops are holding so well there. As I say, you can see they've got Brutii troops in behind us as we looked at earlier. And you can see here that First Prime is charging his cavalry in there, and bang! As he charges it in there. Nice move there by First Prime. As you can see, he hasn't got a lot of cavalry left. And the cavalry that he has got left is very battle damaged. Okay, so here you can see that Man 2 did use his cavalry here to rout a couple of enemy units. But as I say, you can still see some of Aurelius's units are starting to rout here under the pressure of enemy troops surrounding that small group of Spartans. Okay, and here you can see the enemy troops there, still thick there and still pushing forward into our enemy troops there. Thick formation still there, it's still difficult to break. Here you can see I've taken my infantry and cavalry through there. We've broken through those Brutii troops there, and I'm now charging into that fully upgraded cavalry and the infantry that's there as well. So finally we have broken through there. But you can see a lot of Brutii troops coming in there to attack my infantry and cavalry. I'm going to send some more reinforcements over there. But as I say, at the moment it looks like my SBQR troops are outnumbered by Brutii troops there. As you can see here, I've turned my Eagle unit and my General to face the threat of the enemy troops that were coming in behind us there. So you can see there, they'd love to take out the General unit and the Eagle unit there. But over here you'll see my SBQR units look almost outnumbered there by the enemy troops. So as I say, we fought through, broke through the Brutii battle line there. But now you can see I'm a bit outnumbered. Here comes First Prime yet again. Really good teammate here, look, great support. And bang, as you charge in there. Remember, team battles are all about this. Battlefield awareness. Helping your teammates out where you can. Okay, moving your cavalry around the battlefield, just like First Prime is, looking for targets to hit. Okay, so as I say, newer players to Rome Total War, this is a good example of great teamwork there. As I say here, the enemy would love to take out my Eagle unit and General unit here. And here's another thing that the First Prime's doing. Here, moving his cavalry around the battlefield again, as I say, looking for targets. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if with his cavalry, he's moved around the flank, look. He knows where he's going here with his cavalry, and I'll tell you where I think he wants to go. He wants to smash into the back of this tired, engaged enemy infantry here. Okay, that's what he'd like to do. But whether he'll be blocked, because I see there's a Brutii infantry unit there that could block his progress, and he got caught on that infantry unit. He might be able to get a few of his cavalry through, look, and bang, as he charges those battle-damaged cavalry into the back of those engaged infantry. Bang, as that one charges in as well. So as I say, if he'd have had more numbers to his cavalry there, he'd have probably routed a lot of those enemy Scipii troops there. But unfortunately now it looks like all his cavalry has now been routed there. I say, meanwhile, back at the rear here, you'll see our Germanic allies, I think infantry there has been routed. And over here you can see, as I say, just look at my SBQR numbers there against the Brutii numbers there. Looks pretty even, I suppose, now, but earlier it looked to me like I was a bit outnumbered there in that particular part of the battlefield. Here you can see the enemy Scipii still holding well, but you can see Aurelius pushing forward with his Greek cities, starting to rout some of the enemy Scipii troops there. As I say, at the rear here, my Eagle unit here, which I don't like putting up against urban cohorts, because urban cohorts will beat an Eagle unit there, and that's what the enemy troops are trying to do. Make no mistake about that. You can see First Prime's got his Eagle unit there as well, and my infantry general unit there. The enemy Brutii troops would love to kill all of those units that are there of our troops. But here you can see my SBQR troops. I've got a couple of Eagle units involved in that, but just look at the number of Brutii troops there attacking my SBQR troops. Or do you think it looks pretty even? It looks to me like I'm a bit outnumbered there. But here you can see Aurelius and First Prime have finally broken through the enemy lines there. I thought the enemy held extremely well there, but you can see now that they've broken through, and I'm hoping they're going to get over here quickly, because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to hold here before my allies get over there. That was a nice move by them. They finally, as I say, finally broke through the enemy lines that were holding so well, and now they can get reinforcements over here. Hopefully take out that Brutii general. See that Brutii general there? I think of Barclay Mans. If we can take him out, that'd be a good move for us. But here you can see my Eagle unit, 121 man unit, reduced to what, 26? My general unit still holding quite well there against a number of Brutii troops that are attacking. There you are, we've taken out the Brutii general. Well done, my allies have done really well there. And what I need to do now is to get reinforcements over to the where my general is and my Eagle unit is as well there. That Eagle unit's been reduced to 18 men now. Look. As I say, I don't like putting Eagle units up against urban cohorts unless I really have to. And here you are, you can see our allies finally reach in here now to help us take out the rest of these Brutii, and he's just admitted defeat there. So it looks like our team has just about managed to move to win the battle there. So as you can see, it's quite a spread out battle. Here is a massive cavalry. Looking at here, look, this is where there was a massive cavalry battle there. I think this is where First Prime and Mantu sandwiched that Scipii cavalry there. As we move across the battlefield here, you can see all the dead. I've just got a few very, very battle damaged units left, to be honest with you. Hardly any left at all. Our Greek cities ally hardly got any left, and I think First Prime's hardly got any left as well. And I think our Germanic ally, can you see any Germanic units left at all? I think maybe all the Germanic units may well have been taken out there of our ally man too. So let's say our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Oh, there's a unit of man twos. There's a Screeching Women. The Screeching Women survived out of all of his army there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well there. And as you can see, it was a close victory there, as we thought it might be, looking at the units that are just left there. Highest kills, it goes to Brotherhood member First Prime, 2,111. I think 2,000 and over kills are still special on the 31k battlefield. So really well done to First Prime, 2,111 kills. Really well done there. Okay, so well done to Brotherhood member Crypto. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but I thought he did well with Macedon. Well done to Demon, got some good kills there, held really well there in the battle line. Well done to Mad King, even though he only had 7 infantry, look at the kills that he got. And well done to Barkleyman, highest kills in his team. So really well played, guys. Great battle there. My army kills, my kills not so good. Well, it's okay, but not brilliant kills there. As I say, well done to First Prime, highest kills in the game. Well done to Man 2, got some good kills with Germania. And well done to Aurelius, got some really good kills with Greek cities there. So as I say, really well done to everybody in the game there. Quite a diverse battle. Our team was Rome, Germania and Greek cities. So quite diverse. And the enemy team were of course Macedon, Rome. Just to say, if there are any ex-RTW players watching this, you can see we still have great battles on RTW. We play Friday, Saturday and Sunday nights these days. So if you fancy dusting off your old RTW armies and then leading them on to the old battlefields of Rome Total War, it would be good to see you to come back. Okay, as I say, Friday, Saturday and Sundays we play, and it would be nice to see you. Okay, hope you enjoyed the battle. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.